Welcome to solverfy.
So for the following, we want to say if the implication is true, and then also if the counter implication is true. So the first one, we're saying if x equals 5 and y equals -3, then x plus y equals 2. We know that if we took x, which is 5, plus -3, that does equal 2. So we know that the implication is true. However, for part 2, it's saying that if x plus y is equal to 2, then x is equal to 5 and y is equal to -3. However, we know that this is not the only situation. Let's say that x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1. That also makes this true. So for A, we're going to get that the counter implication is false. For B, we see that if x squared is equal to 16, then x is equal to 4. Well, if x squared is equal to 16, then x is equal to 4. We know that we can take 4 squared, and that's going to equal 16. But we also know that -4 squared is going to equal 16. So if x squared is equal to 16, then x could be 4 or -4. So this one is false. However, for the counter example, we're going to say that if x equals 4, so if x equals 4, then 4 squared equals 16. That one would be true. So for B, we're going to get false and then true. For C, I'm going to do C up here. For C, we're going to say that if x minus 3 squared times y plus 2 is greater than 0, then y has to be greater than -2. We know that if y is greater than -2, it's going to make this a positive number. If y was equal to 2, so let's plug in, let's say a number that's greater than -2, let's say -1. We're going to get x minus 3 squared times -1 plus 2. -1 plus 2 is going to be 1. And we know that anything squared is going to be a positive number. And we know that a positive times a positive is always going to be a positive, which is greater than 0. So we would say that this is true. Now for the counterexample, we're saying that if y is greater than -2, then x minus 3 squared times y plus 2 is greater than 0. So that is also true. For D, we're saying that if x to the third is equal to 8, then x is equal to 2. That's true because 2 to the third is equal to 8, and there's no other number that would make this true. And then for our counter example, if x equals 2, then we know that 2 to the third is equal to 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. So that one is also true. So if I write this out a little bit neater, I'm going to get that for A. For my first one, I would say true, then false. For B, I would say false, then true. For C and D, I'm going to get true for both.